I'm here on the high farms where they're going to be doing a lot of restoration, thicket restoration, and this is a fascinating, absolutely fascinating stretch here. We're quite close to a homestead, and there's some old fields down there, so there's some clearing. But kind of walking through this section here, you know, we've got lots of Pensia and Kana, there's a lot of barren ground, we've got lyceums, we've got a chrysanthemum of some sort, Crassula muscosa. You know, it kind of really looks like trashed Nama-Karoo, so a very species depauperate Nama-Karoo. We've got Allostriata there, you know, very indicator of disturbance. But the lesson to take away from this, so I would have thought that this was Nama-Karoo just by the feel of it, but if we look across the fence line contrast, we're actually into a broken thicket, and on the other side, and that's also because there's a lot of herbivory that's been happening on that side. So looking at the aerial imagery, there's a dam on the other side and there's a clear biosphere effect. And so something like what's over there is actually what should be over here, is a dense thicket. And so I've walked a lot of these areas that I kind of am uncertain about whether it's really old solid thicket or whether it might be a thicket Nama-Karoo mosaic. And when I talk about a thicket Nama-Karoo mosaic, I mean the dominant matrix is Nama-Karoo, but the thicket and then the thicket clumps, whereas yeah, that kind of happens a little bit up there, but down here and down over there we're getting absolutely pretty solid thicket. And we've even got Cassonias on the other side there, Cassonia popping out. We've got some Oleas, and like all of that has been lost from this side. We just want to have a look at the browse intensity. Here's a speckbum trying to creep through the fence. So it's another thing, there's no speckbum on this side, and they're pretty massive speckbum on the opposing side, but it is starting to get browsed. But here's a speckbum that is looking like it was really wanting to get out, and you can see there's some release in browse pressure from the rain. But yeah, so let's have a look, do a little light trespassing. So yeah, there's a lesson to be learned in this little fence line contrast about what this landscape used to be, because my natural inclination would have been to classify it as predominantly Nama-Karoo and not plant too much speckbum here. Maybe plant some underneath the bolster the bushes, but what I see on the other side there definitely means that we could plant at fairly high densities on this side.